Platte County is starting to see what so many living in northern Missouri have already experienced. Today, a levee near Bean Lake, north of Weston, Missouri, was threatened by the Missouri's floodwater, but it hasn't breached. The release of more water up north from Gavins Point Dam in Nebraska has meant increased pressure on levees. The first levee breach happened in Hamburg, Iowa, back on the 5th, and since then, more than a dozen have breached, with most in Holt and Atchison County in Missouri. And the problems are moving closer. In places about an hour north of Kansas City, the flooding effects are surfacing. Jake Peterson is live along the Missouri River with more.
Well, Amy, the river is slowly starting to rise here in Parkville, but across the county over in Bean Lake, things are getting worse. The Bean Lake levee is stable, but for how long?
It's coming. It's coming.
The floodwater is so close to the Bean Lake levee that farmers feel like any added H2O will overpower it.
It's going to fill up. They're going to let more water out.
The community has done what it can by sandbagging, but emergency managers aren't sure how long this wall can hold.
Crops are in. Great prices this year. Potential best prices in many, many years. There'll be no harvest.
There's another spot here that's coming through.
If the levee goes, so does Robert Johnson's hope for a successful crop.
I grew up here in the house right past those trees.
He's been here for 40 years, and he believes this is sacred ground.
Pretty sad.
Johnson says it makes him sick to see the river rise.
It's a heritage, you know. The Johnsons down here, Chapin's up here, and they all have given their lives to this ground. Here it is again, another big flood.
He says the Army Corps' plan to keep releasing water will destroy his livelihood. It's so hard for him to stand by and watch.
You just don't want to look at it. We know it's there. We went down and looked a minute ago, and that's the last time I'm going to go look at it.
This is it.
His brother Dave feels the same.
We're going to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars because of this flood.
He isn't sure if it's worth it for Robert to keep farming land that is so at risk.
He might not ever come back to farm.
You'll have a little bit of insurance money, but that's hardly pay the expenses.
And the Platte County Sheriff's Department says that the Bean Lake levee could go any day now. Now, back here in Parkville, they are bracing for impact. English Landing Park, where we are at right now, could start seeing some water in about 4 days. We're live here in Parkville. Jake Peterson, NBC Action News.